The Super Mario Galaxy movie has so many flaws. It's something that it should stick, it should land, but they completely throw it out. To make this movie, which is called Super Mario Galaxy, but it has 10% of the movie actually have anything to do with Galaxy. You spend more time in the Mushroom Kingdom in other locations than you actually do in Galaxy, which is absolutely insane. But to start off, I will go off for some things I did like about this movie. The things I liked about this movie, I did like the animation, of course. Visuals, astonishing. Best illumination movie in terms of animations so far. This is their best work. There's no competition when it comes to Illumination's animation. I think the music was pretty good. I think the music was good. Way better than the last movie. I think the soundtrack in the last movie had too many licensed music, too many licensed songs that just did not fit in a lot of places. But in this movie, they cut down how many licensed songs there are a lot. And I feel like when they are there, they do fit. And they put a lot more music from the games, which I think is a lot better. Also, I think the best characters in the movie this movie were Bowser Jr. and Yoshi. I really, really, really like their inclusions in this movie. Now let's go with everything I hate. Cause that was pretty much everything about I actually liked about this movie. Let's actually go to the part that I hate. First of all, let's go over the big elephant in the room, Rosalina. You know, one of the most important characters in the original Galaxy game, right? One of the most important characters, has one of the most impactful backstories, the most impactful backstory in Mario, and saddest actually in Mario. But then in this movie, she shows up for the first maybe 5 minutes of the movie. Not even 5, maybe 3-ish minutes of the movie. She gets captured by Bowser Jr. And then she's basically just a plot device to get the plot rolling. And she shows the rest of the movie just being kidnapped. That's what they do with her. And it's like, wow. They really just snuffed Brie Larson horribly with that. Because she did not deserve to basically have she really wanted to be in these movies. She constantly said that she wanted to be in a Mario movie. She loves the Mario franchise, and this is a golden opportunity. If I was her and I saw my role in this movie, I would genuinely think wow, I got snuffed. I do nothing in this movie, because that's what Rosalina does. She does nothing. I like her in the beginning of the movie because the most we get to see of her. I think the most she actually talks in the movie. Most she ever talks in is in the beginning of the movie. I think the beginning of the movie has her most of her lines. I'm being so serious, I'm being so serious. Once the whole thing's resolved and they rescue Rosalina at the end of the movie, they don't talk to her. Peach has a few lines of dialogue towards her, and I think Mario talks to her once in the entire movie. She has one line of dialogue with Mario in the entire movie, and that's it. That's all. And she has 2 lines with Peach at the very end when there's 3 minutes left, mind you. 3 minutes left. I gotta talk about the thing with Rosalina, the fact that her backstory is just significantly worse than the games. In this story, she was made by the Star Bits, basically. She was basically made by the Star Bits, and she was basically granted powers. She was basically given powers that could overall bring life. And then which is not her backstory at all in the games. And I think honestly that her backstory in the games is way better than it is in here. And also in this movie, apparently Peach and Rosalina are siblings, which is not something I really minded. I thought it was a little weird at first, but the more I think about it more, it's it's whatever. You know what I mean? I don't even, it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was in this movie and I realized that I got snubbed by Fox McCloud and Screen Time, last game came out was 2016 on the Wii U, and the game was god awful. I would think, wow, I got snuffed out. I feel bad for Brie Larson. She got snuffed for being from not actually being important at all, and just being a plot device for Princess Peach to rescue. That's just what she is. Also, I want to speak on other characters too. Another character also just kind of makes me upset. Bowser, who was my favorite character in the first movie, gets completely just like he gets just completely mistreated in this movie. Like, for example, in the beginning, right? He's small from the last movie, from the ending of the last movie, and he's trying to basically get everyone, get basically either Peach, Mario, and Luigi to bring it back to his normal size, and he promises that he will not hurt them. He will not hurt them or anything like that. It's clearly obvious that he is lying, and he just wants to get big so he can become a threat again, and just get out and rule the kingdom and try to rule the kingdom again. And the weird thing is, he's like this for the whole movie. But then for some reason, when he finally does get back to his normal size after Mario hits him and makes him back to his regular size, he just decides that he's like best friends with the cast. Like, I was thinking, like, okay, that's weird. Maybe he's just like, maybe he's just trying to like duke him out, you know. Maybe he has like a crazy alternate plan that he's trying to do and try to gain their trust by thinking maybe he did change. But the thing is, no, he genuinely thought that like they were trying to make us convince us that he was friends with Mario and the gang. I'm like, why? He was just saying not even 5 minutes ago before this how he was gonna kill Mario and he would get to harm Mario. Why the fuck would he do this? Why is just deciding that he's friends with that has never even been shown that he's even changed in the slightest? Like, nothing before has even like said that he was even slightly changed. But now he just wants to, I guess, be friends with them. And then the funniest thing is he sacrificed himself so Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi can go to to go get Princess Peach. And he genuinely sacrificed himself. Like he genuinely wants to do this. I'm like, okay, like there's actually a serious thing they want to do. Like Bowser was talking about how he's kind of a bad father to Bowser Jr. They're like shaping how he's gonna probably change. But then Bowser Jr. kind of like just adopts him immediately after he sacrifices himself, so Mario and Luigi can go. And then not that much longer afterwards, he just becomes evil again. He just becomes evil. He becomes evil after he tried to save them, and then Bowser Jr. gave him a talk saying how he wants Bowser to be the evil tyrant, the tyrant that he knew for his father to be, and then he just kind of just switches like a light bulb and it becomes like movie one Bowser. He becomes evil as hell. I'm like, why? What is the purpose of them doing any of this kind of trying to do a character arc, but then just completely just not giving a fuck like 20 minutes later? Like, not even 20 minutes. I would say not even 15 minutes later. They don't care. They just generally don't care. And it feels like, wow, because Bowser was genuinely he was the funniest character, and he was, honestly, I would say probably the best character in the last movie, with the best song in the last movie. And this movie, he's just kind of I don't even know. Like, I feel like they didn't think, I feel like they just didn't think Bowser Jr. could sell being an antagonist on his own, which in my opinion, no, because I think honestly Bowser Jr. was way better antagonist than Bowser in this movie, and he was probably the best character in this movie, period. But you know what, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever, they just kind of just wanted him to be the big, bad, evil villain again for like the final act, and it just doesn't really do anything for me. It's just lazy, they just did not feel like trying. Every other character in this movie, besides Yoshi and Bowser Jr., who I did think Bowser Jr. was actually an intimidating villain, he felt like a threat to the main cast. He felt like a genuine main threat to the main cast. And I think Yoshi was a fun addition. He doesn't really get much to do. I would say he doesn't get much to do. He doesn't get much of significance to do. But Besides that, I do think he was a fun character to have. But every other character is just severely lacking in charm. Like I feel they are severely lacking in charm. Mario is still kind of a boring protagonist from the last movie. He's just kind of boring. He feels kind of boring. Luigi, which is a character who had almost no screen time in this movie, has a lot of screen time, but he's not doing anything with the screen time. He's just on the ride with. He's just pretty much on the ride with Mario and Yoshi to go get the princess, or just be with Mario whenever he can be. But he's just not doing anything. He's just there. He's just there to fill in space, it feels like. Even though I wish they had more moments together, they barely talk to each other as brothers, and they barely have any good moments together as brothers because the plot is so obsessed with going from one point to another that we can't have time to sit down and think and actually be with the two brothers. Voice acting, it was fine. I think Chris Pratt is still just not consistently good as Mario. He has so many highs and lows for being like where he sounds good as Mario, but then sometimes he just sounds just like Chris Pratt. There's nothing to his voice. I think Charlie Day as Luigi, he was fine in this movie. I think Jack Black was fine in this movie, but I feel like he did way better in the first movie. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot the actor who plays Bowser Jr. I think I think Bowser Jr.'s voice actor was amazing. I think he was like the best. He was the best voice acting in the entire movie. Rosalina Brie Larson. From the very few things we hear from her, I think she's okay. I can't even give a proper opinion on her voice because she barely has any lines to begin with. When I was watching the movie and thinking like, wow, Rosalina's barely in this movie, I realized, wow, I don't know anything about Rosalina. Really, I don't know. I don't know what her personality is like in this movie. I barely even remember what she even sounded like in the beginning of the movie because she's been out of it for so long, and so much has happened in the story, which I will talk about the story in a little bit because the story is horrible. It's not good at all. But I was like, wow, this character feels like it's just a plot device. Like she is the personification of the grandson from the last movie, but like instead of being a kind of like power up from the Mario franchise, she's a beloved actual character treated as a MacGuffin for the main plot throughout the entire movie, and that just feels like so lame. That just feels so lame to me. The plot and the story is somehow just the pacing of this movie. I think the pacing and the plot coincide because the reason for why the plot is also incredibly really bad. The pacing is so bad it ruins the plot, the story, which was already just kind of just whatever. If the pacing was not that bad, I think the plot and story would probably be okay. But the pacing severely kills the story. Like it severely kills it. They're trying so hard to go from location to location to location. Here this, here and that, and it's just so overwhelming. It's just so overwhelming to me. And I'm a Nintendo fan. I'm a Mario fan. I know these characters. I was like, oh look, that's Raw. I was like, oh shoot, that's Mr. Game & Watch. Like, it's Pikmin. It's the N64 logo. Oh my god, it's the 1-1 music. Even though they play that shit like 5 fucking times in the movie, it's like, okay. We all know what 1-1 music sounds like. We don't gotta keep playing that shit. Like it gets to a point where references become less they become less charming and less cute, and they become just annoying ways of trying to spend screen time on things that don't matter and put it to things that do matter. Like Mario and Luigi's relationship. Getting to see more what Rosalina is like. Getting to maybe see more of Rosalina and Peach's story. Getting to see how they were like before this all happened and Rosalina set Peach off to be saved. Or just like anything. Or war scenes with Bowser Jr. and Bowser. Because I think generally the best parts in this movie were with Bowser Jr. and Bowser. to an extent, because they do kind of ruin his whole entire character arc they were trying to make with Bowser. But I feel like this was still the best scenes in the movie. The plot is just really, really all over the place. They're trying to constantly go from each location to each location. And it's just like, and there's so many subplots too that just don't need to be there. Like the one where their ship crashes, on that random planet, and the baby gun turns Luigi and Mario into babies. That was the most useless 5 minutes of screen time I could even put into other things. Like it was 5 minutes of screen time of just that entire scene in general that could have been saved for actual character moments, for more character moments, and like just overall just better things for the movie that would actually help the movie with its not only short runtime, but it's also just fucked up pacing. Also, the Joker Rob in the movie where he talks very slowly. That joke has been done so many times. It's been done better in other things that actually make sense. Like this is just a scene from Zootopia, but the joke actually works because it's a sloth. The joke actually works because of the sloth. Even then, the joke is still not that funny. The movie could have worked way more if it was just called Mario 2. Why even call it that? What's the point of even calling it this if it barely even has it in the movie? So overall, this movie is a complete mess, and honestly, I would say slop. I will say that one article where it was like really funny where they said this movie is worse than AI. I would not go that far. But this movie is bad. And if you like this movie, hey, I mean, whatever, man. I'll never see how you can like this movie. This movie is slop for actual toddlers. Like this is like this I wouldn't even call it a kid's movie. It's just like a toddler movie. This is like a movie for toddlers. I hear people always say this movie is just for kids. It doesn't have to be that deep. It's a story about Mario. But the thing is, there are movies like the SpongeBob movie are made about SpongeBob SquarePants, a sponge that lives under the sea. But that movie still hits way deeper levels than the Mario movie ever could and ever will. It still did that while being a movie about SpongeBob SquarePants. It's just a better film, not a better kids film, a better film in its entirety. But this movie feels like this was just made for toddlers on iPads so they can watch these scenes on YouTube Shorts. Unfortunate, because an IP as beautiful and as impactful and iconic as Mario deserves way better films than this, and it's really disappointing. I was disappointed from this film. Maybe the third one can be good, but I really don't believe it. There's like a 5% chance that movie is even potentially good. And for that, my score of the Mario movie would be a solid 3 out of 10.